You used to be the one who said, I will never deal with that. You said it clearly, with full conviction, before you knew him, before you loved him, before you made the mistake of attaching your peace to someone who has been quietly spending it without replacing it. And now you're here, dealing with exactly that, not because you changed what you believed, because you were slowly conditioned to accept what you once would have walked away from without a second thought. Stay with me until the end of this video, because by the time we are done, you will be able to name what has been happening to you. You will understand the difference between a marriage in a hard season and a spouse doing this on purpose. And you will know exactly what it costs you to keep accepting bare minimum from someone who has full access to your best. Welcome back to YinkusPepe Talks. Real talk, real life with clear eyes. If you're new here, my name is YinkusPepe, and on this channel, we have honest conversations about relationships, family, culture, and life. Today, I want to talk about emotional abuse in marriage, not the kind that arrives dramatically, that kind that arrives slowly, in the form of a spouse who gives you just enough to keep you there while taking everything you have. Let's talk. Bare minimum is not partnership. Giving your spouse the bare minimum of yourself in a marriage is emotional abuse, plainly and without qualification. Not a rough season, not a communication problem. When a spouse consistently withholds emotional presence and basic decency repeatedly, despite knowing it's hurting you, that is abuse, and it deserves to be named exactly as such. Because here's what bare minimum looks like in a marriage. It looks like begging for sex from someone who chose you. Not asking once and being told not tonight. Begging. Over weeks, over months, over years, until wanting intimacy with your own spouse begins to feel like an imposition. Until you wonder whether something is wrong with you for wanting what marriage was designed to include. It looks like begging for basic human decency, for your feelings to be acknowledged, for conversation that does not end with you feeling worse than before you opened your mouth. It looks like a spouse who tests your patience consistently and then resets and does the exact same thing again, not because they forgot, because they have learned precisely how much you will absorb before you say something, and then they stay just inside that line. That is not a struggling spouse. That is a calculating one. It is on purpose. When the behavior is consistent, repeated across months and years, despite conversations, despite tears, despite you naming it directly, it is not accidental. It is a choice being made about what you are worth receiving. A spouse who shows poor behavior and then offers just enough warmth to reset the clock is not a hard season. They have found the exact formula to keep you invested while operating without accountability. Enough love to keep you hoping and staying. Enough love to keep you hoping. Enough warmth at the right moment to make you question what you just experienced. That is gaslighting. And it works because you love them, because you took a vow, because walking away feels like failure, even when staying is the thing costing you everything. What it is doing to you. The moment your peace becomes attached to your spouse's poor behavior, the moment you cannot exhale until they are in a good mood, that marriage has already taken something from you you cannot afford to keep losing. You start second guessing yourself. The person who once said, I will never deal with that, begins to wonder whether she is being unreasonable. That second guessing is not reflection. It is a product of being told your standards are the problem rather than their failure to meet them. You start losing your worth in the small daily erosions of someone who keeps bringing their feelings to a person who keeps putting them down. You become smaller, more accommodating of things you never should have accommodated, until one day you look in the mirror and do not recognize who's looking back at you. You begin to accept what you once said you never would, not because your standards changed, because you were conditioned by someone who benefited from your conditioning. Consistency in a marriage is not a luxury. It is not an advanced feature available in exceptional relationships only. No, it is the basic package. Emotional presence, basic decency, handling your partner's feelings with care. Not extra credit, the minimum required to call what you are doing a marriage rather than a performance of one. And please, stop begging. Not because you do not deserve what you are asking for. You deserve all of it. But begging communicates that you are asking for a favor rather than a right. And the more you beg, the more you teach him and yourself that your needs are negotiable. They are not negotiable. They are the baseline. Quick housekeeping. If you're looking for deeper conversations, actionable blueprints, and the practical work behind these discussions, join our larger circle on the Patreon app. Because here, we don't just talk about the problems, we do the work. And if you're always on the go, YinkusPepe Talks is now available in audio format on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms, so you can listen wherever life takes you. You will also find the Relationship Clarity Guide, booking information, and all relevant links in the description box and in my bio. Now, let's wrap this up. Stop begging. Love should not have to be begged for. Respect should not have to be earned every morning. Kindness should not arrive only when it's convenient. A marriage is not built on scraps. It is built on consistency. When someone withholds basic decency, affection, communication, or care, they are not protecting the relationship. They are starving it. You deserve more than survival. You deserve partnership. Never spend your life begging for what should have been given freely, because love is not the bare minimum. The bare minimum is simply being human. You used to know exactly what you would and would not accept. You had the specific clarity of someone who had not yet been worn down by the slow drip of just enough to stay. I want that version of you back, not because she was harder, because she knew her worth before someone spent years convincing her to doubt her worth. Your feelings deserve care, not management, not brief acknowledgement before the behavior repeats. Stop accepting stress where you deserve peace. Stop begging for what you should have been freely given. Stop calling it love when the only thing it consistently produces in you is doubt. You deserve the whole thing, not just enough to keep you there. The whole thing. Thank you so much for watching. And if this conversation resonated with you, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments below. And until next time, this is YinkusPepe.
YinkusPepe Talk. Intelligent kind of buzz for the heart and the thinking mind. Marriage culture, commentary too. Life in the house for